Barry Sanders was scary on the football field, but not for the reasons you might think. He wasn't the biggest or the strongest, but he was definitely one of the toughest and was nearly impossible to tackle once the ball was on his hands. He didn't run you over, but he never had to. He could make you miss with just a shift of his hips. Sanders was a man of few words, but on the field, he was the master of the matrix. The way he read defenses, he looked like Neo. Every defender slowed down trying to tackle him and missed more times than they hit him. He was always patient and rarely showed frustration. Sanders was like the Energizer Bunny. His legs would keep going and defenses would go in the opposite direction. The thing that made Sanders so unique more than his elusive running talent was how he celebrated touchdowns. He never did. Every time he would score, he would give the referee the ball and head over to the sidelines as the special teams would come out. If you wanted to ever see Barry Sanders celebrate, that would only be seen in Madden or other NFL games where he was a featured player. Sanders is the measure of running perfection, but the problem is no one else could ever run the way he did. Sanders is in a class of his own. The only thing missing from his achievements is a Super Bowl ring. In my opinion, he should get an honorary one for all he did for the game, but then again, his does have his name in the Hall of Fame. What truly makes Barry Sanders so special is not just the fact that he was unstoppable in collage, holding almost every record. As soon as he came into the league, he immediately started breaking records and showing the NFL who the face for running backs was going to be until he retired from the game. In 1989, the Detroit Lions made a decision that would alter the course of NFL history. They selected running back Barry Sanders with the 3rd overall pick in the NFL draft, a player whose electrifying college career at Oklahoma State had already turned heads nationwide. Sanders wasn't just fast, he was elusive, unpredictable, and seemingly capable of bending physics on the football field. From the moment he suited up in Honolulu blue, it became clear that the NFL had never seen a rookie quite like him. Coming out of Oklahoma State, Sanders had achieved feats that cemented his place among the collegiate elite. In 1988, he rushed for an astonishing 2,628 yards, breaking the NCAA single-season rushing record and capturing the Heisman Trophy. Defenders often described him as impossible to tackle. His low center of gravity, combined with sudden cuts and extraordinary vision, allowed him to slip through creases that seemed non-existent. However, despite his undeniable talent, questions lingered among scouts. Could Sanders' smaller stature, listed at 5'8", 203 pounds, hold up against the physicality of the NFL? Would his style translate to the pro game, or would it be neutralized by bigger, faster defenders? The Detroit Lions, recognizing the rare combination of speed, agility, and vision that Sanders possessed, took a bold gamble. Drafting him 3rd overall was a statement. This was not merely a player, this was a franchise-altering force. It was a calculated risk that would pay immediate dividends. Sanders wasted no time proving the skeptics wrong. From week 1, his presence on the field was undeniable. Defensive coordinators were forced to adjust schemes on the fly, often stacking boxes to anticipate his cutback lanes. Yet Sanders' agility made conventional strategies nearly irrelevant. He could accelerate past linebackers, slip between offensive linemen, and change direction with a suddenness that made tackles look comically slow. In his rookie season, Sanders rushed for 1,470 yards on 332 carries, averaging 4.4 yards per attempt, and scored 14 rushing touchdowns. He also contributed in the passing game, catching 35 passes for 336 yards, providing a dual threat dimension that made him nearly impossible to contain. For a first-year player, these statistics were staggering, immediately ranking him among the league's elite running backs. Sanders earned the NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year award and a Pro Bowl selection, accolades that reflected both his productivity and the profound impact he had on the field. Sanders' rookie season was punctuated by a series of unforgettable performances. Against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Week 6, he showcased his signature vision and acceleration, turning a shorthanded rushing attempt into a 77-yard touchdown. In a mid-season showdown with the Minnesota Vikings, Sanders repeatedly sliced through the defense, amassing 180 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns, leaving linemen grasping at air as he weaved effortlessly toward the end zone. Each game wasn't just a win on the stat sheet, it was a masterclass masterclass in footwork, patience, and instinctive brilliance. What set Sanders apart wasn't merely his yardage, but how he gained it. Long runs weren't chaotic bursts. They were the result of anticipation and understanding of defensive tendencies. Even when defenders converged from multiple angles, Sanders adjusted instantly, using subtle shifts of weight and change of pace to escape tackles. His rookie season contained dozens of highlight reel moments, each one a textbook display of creativity and motion. Before Sanders, running backs often relied on power or pure speed to dominate. Sanders redefined the position by combining both with unmatched vision and agility. He was equally effective running between the tackles as he was bouncing outside, and his sudden stops, spins, and jukes turned short gains into long, explosive plays. Opponents knew he was coming, yet his unpredictability made him almost untouchable. Sanders' style forced a reevaluation of defensive philosophy. Speed was no longer the sole metric. Anticipation, angle of pursuit, and adaptability became equally important. Teams began emphasizing pursuit discipline and assignment soundness, understanding that one misstep could result in a 50-yard touchdown run. In effect, Sanders elevated the mental game of football, forcing defenses to think 2 steps ahead while trying to match his improvisational brilliance. Beyond his individual statistics, Sanders transformed the Detroit Lions offense. Previously struggling to establish a consistent rushing attack, the Lions now had a cornerstone around which the offense could operate. His presence opened opportunities for quarterbacks, receivers, and even the offensive line. Linemen could stretch blocks, knowing Sanders' vision would find openings others could not. Off the field, Sanders became a cultural phenomenon almost immediately. His combination of humility, work ethic, and electrifying play made him a favorite among fans and teammates alike. Highlight reels circulated widely on sports programs, drawing attention not only to Sanders' abilities, but to the artistry of the running back position itself. Children in playgrounds attempted the same evasive maneuvers, and his style influenced generations of athletes dreaming of NFL glory. His presence also altered defensive scheming across the league. Teams faced a dilemma: commit more players to stopping Sanders and risk exposure elsewhere, or rely on traditional formations and hope to contain him. No single strategy consistently worked. While his rookie season was extraordinary, Sanders' excellence continued year after year. Over a 10-year career with the Detroit Lions, he amassed 15,269 rushing yards, 99 rushing touchdowns, and 2,921 receiving yards. He earned 10 Pro Bowl selections, was named first-team All-Pro 6 times, and won the NFL MVP award in 1997. His consistency and durability made him a model of elite performance, and his career averages, 4.7 yards per carry and nearly 1,500 yards per season, remain benchmarks for evaluating greatness. In 2004, Barry Sanders was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, a fitting recognition of his transformative impact on the game. Sanders' legacy extends beyond statistics and accolades. He elevated the running back position, inspired future stars like Adrian Peterson and Saquon Barkley, and showcased that brilliance can manifest through intelligence and instinct as much as raw power. The NFL landscape was forever altered by his presence, beginning with that remarkable rookie season in 1989.